Far away from the whimsical, serene palace in which he is accustomed, this cherubim soldier will soon find he is in for a battle in which he could never anticipate.
Lady Palutena, you sound a bit different. Well, it doesn't matter. I can handle this myself, no sweat. Hades! Where are you?
What business do you have with my father?
Ah! Where did you come from? Wait, did you say father? Surrender, evildoer! I'll fight to the end until I beat Hades and no one can stand in my way!
Seems we have something in common then. Though, I've grown quite exhausted of righteous heroes threatening me. So now, I need you to get out of my way.
The runaway prince of Hades, Zagreus from Hades. First things first, I have to say that I do not take credit for this moveset. This was done entirely by a friend of mine. However, I'm here to sell it to you, and I did most of the other non-moveset stuff. Hades is a roguelike created by Supergiant Games in which Zagreus, the protagonist, wants to escape from the underworld and his father Hades and find his mother Persephone. To do this, he has 6 weapons or infernal arms to choose from. For Smash, Zagreus will be incorporating a little bit of every weapon into his moveset, which includes the Stygian Blade, Varatha, Hades' Eternal Spear, which in Smash has a tipper, Aegis, the Shield of Chaos, Coronacht, the Heart-Seeking Bow, the Twin Fists of Malphon, and the Adamant Rail Exegriff. A gun. It's just a gun. Zagreus would be a decently mid-weight character with average speed. He has 2 jumps and no other movement options. Zagreus' jab is going to be 2 slashes from the sword followed by a thrust. For the dash attack, Zagreus is going to charge forward holding the shield. His F-tilt will deliver 2 strong punches from the fists. His up-tilt will be an upward swing from the sword. And the down tilt will be a low stab with his spear. On to smash attacks, Zagreus' F-smash is going to be a powerful shot from Coronacht. This is very similar to Mega Man's charge shot, which means it can be reflected and goes farther the more he charges it. His up smash will have him do a mortar-like shot from his gun, similar to Snake's, also going higher the more you charge it. And for his down smash, Zagreus will slam the sword down, creating a shockwave all around him. Zagreus' neutral air will have him spin his bow around, similar to Pit's or Bylus. His forward air will have him slash the sword in front of him. The back air will be a bash with his shield, similar to Palutena's. For the up air, Zagreus will thrust his spear upwards with incredible range. And for the down air, Zagreus will fire his gun, boosting him upwards slightly as well as shooting a spiking projectile. Zagreus, while wielding the twin fist, will only grab with one hand, and his pummel will be a punch. His forward throw will have him fire multiple arrows and send the opponent away, like Mewtwo's or Falco's. His back throw will have him step behind the opponent and slash them away with his sword. His up throw will have him deliver a powerful upper with the twin fists. And for the down throw, Zagreus will put the gun to their head and fire downwards. Now we're on to the specials. Zagreus' neutral special will be a spear throw. Pressing B will cause Zagreus to throw his spear, as the name implies. But after throwing it, Zagreus cannot attack. However, there are 2 ways to call a spear back to you. Pressing A will have the spear come back as normal, while pressing B will have him dive towards it. It's important to know which one you want to do in case you're trying to hit someone that's coming for you, or if you're trying to maybe escape an attack, it's good to know if you want to go for the spear or have the spear come for you. Zagreus' side B will be a bull rush. He'll take the shield and then charge forward with powerful force, nullifying any projectiles or damage done to him from the front. Zagreus' up B will be Malfin Uppercut, and it's Shoryuken. It's pretty much what it is. It's one of those Shoryuken up Bs, you know the one. Now let's get into the meat and potatoes of this moveset. While Zagreus does have a lot of the weapons at his disposal, he also has the glory of the gods of Olympus. These gods want to help Zagreus escape the underworld and get to Olympus to be with them, and to do that, they offer certain boons that he can use in his journey. And these boons will come from his down B. At the start of a match, you will be assigned a completely random boon. You won't know what it is until you use it. However, every time you lose a stock, a menu will appear next to your UI that'll have 3 randomly selected gods. In that case, you can choose which boon you'll have for the next stock. You have until the normal time it would take to drop from the Halo platform to select it, and whichever god your cursor's over will be selected if you didn't choose one. Now let's go over the 9 possible boons that you can get. The first one will come from the main man Zeus, and his will be Electric Shot. It'll be a quick lightning strike similar to Hero's Zap, and it can bounce between foes. The next will be Poseidon's, which will be Flood Shot. It's a slow-moving ball of water that will explode upon impact and create a strong wind box. The next is from Ares, which is Slicing Shot. It'll send out a blade rift that travels along the ground, dealing multi-hitting damage before sending opponents away. The next one is Artemis, whose is True Shot. Her boon will cause a fast-moving arrow that'll home in on opponents, and it'll have a 10% chance to crit. The next one is from Dionysus, who has Trippy Shot. Zagreus will throw out an arching grenade, which will then explode into festive fog. The next one is Demeter's, which will be Crystal Beam. This will have Zagreus place down a crystal that'll shoot a constant stream of shots for about 5 seconds, similar to the Staryu Pokeball. After which is Aphrodite, which I am censoring, and her move is Crush Shot. This is a wide but short burst of energy that comes from Zagreus that will deal damage but also slightly weaken the opponent. Next up is Athena's, which is Fouling Shot. It'll send out a slow-moving reflector, but it will also deal shine damage. It's kinda like Falco's, but it won't come back and it's a lot slower. And enough about slow moving, because the final one is Hermes, who will give you Hyper Sprint. This will activate similar to a counter, but if Zagreus is hit during it, he will dash behind the opponent, which will cause them to be briefly slowed down, leading into Zagreus being able to follow up or punish. Zagreus' final smash is called Tartarus' Wrath. It'll start by Zagreus summoning Megara and having her lash her whip in front of him, and anyone hit by it will be brought into a cinematic. The foe is then hit by a bombardment of whip attacks from Meg, and Thanatos shall appear and end the final smash with a powerful blast of energy. Zagreus' default costume is a fitting color scheme for the son of Hades, and all the other alts are based on other gods in the game, which are Zeus, Poseidon, Ares, Dionysus, Athena, Demeter, and Aphrodite, which I am still censoring. The Kirby hat will have Zagreus' crown as well as Kirby's right eye becoming red. Zagreus' on-screen will have him walk out of the pool of sticks as he readies his weapon. For his first taunt, Zagreus will reload the adamant rail while saying,
"Blood and darkness guide me."
For the next one, Zagreus will raise his sword to the sky as it glows, as he says,
"In the name of Hades."
And for the final taunt, Dusa will come out from behind him and then float away, similar to your Morgana or Slime taunts. Zagreus' victory theme is going to be Death and I, which is the song that plays when you die. I know that doesn't sound like a good victory theme, but it makes more sense than Snake having that, because Zagreus' primary thing is that he does die a lot, but it's the fact that he will always come back and fight again. For the first victory animation, Zagreus will stab forward multiple times with his spear, as Achilles lends him a little help.
Zagreus wins!
For the second one, a large boulder will roll in as Sisyphus runs and leans against it, completely out of breath.
Zagreus wins!
And for the final one, Zagreus will shrug like the moody teen he is and draw his bow.
Zagreus wins!
He'll get killed again.
Zagreus' stage will be the House of Hades. In similar roguelike fashion, it'll contain lava pits as well as a lot of destructible columns that'll make for a lot of fun to bounce yourself around in. The only issue is Lord Hades may not be very kind that you're wrecking all of his renovations. Zagreus' classic mode is going to be called Escape to the Surface. In a roguelike fashion, this will have you take on a large amount of enemies and then a boss. And it sequences that way in the style of the 3 biomes that are in Hades. The first one will be 3 Warriors, 3 Robins, and 3 Ganondorfs, which is a reference to numbskulls, wretched witches, and wretched thugs. The next match will be against blue, green, and red Zero Suit Samuses, which is a reference to the 3 Fury Sisters, Megara, Tisiphone, and Alecto. The next match will be against 3 Clouds, 3 Robs, and 3 Samuses, which is a reference to the Wavemakers, Bloodless, and Inferno Bombers. The next will be a Giant Ridley, which is a reference to the Bone Hydra. The next match is against 3 Roys, 3 Ikes, and 3 Pits. This is a reference to the Exalted Brightsword, the Exalted Longspear, and the Exalted Strongbow. The next match is against Link and Ganondorf, which may seem like a weird combination, but it's actually a reference to Theseus and Asterius. Which, if you really think about it, it does make sense that they're teamed up, as Theseus was the hero that slayed Asterius, and then coming to face off against Zagreus, they become comrades, taking down a common enemy. Anyway, next we have the bonus game, and then the final match is against Master Hand. Moving on to Spirits, Hades, again, has no representation in Smash, so I am adding 9 Spirits, trying to represent the characters that I didn't cover earlier in this moveset. The first match is against everyone's favorite pooch, Cerberus, which will be 3 wolves who are easily distracted by items. The next match is against Hypnos, which is against a Pit, and 2 Jigglypuffs who favor up special, as well as having a sleep-inducing floor. Next match is against Skelly, which will be a Ganondorf who doesn't like to move but likes to taunt, and it will be a stamina match. The next match will be against Charon. It'll be a Ridley who has items drawn to him as well as having the Rodin Assist Trophy. The next one, once again, is Megara. It'll be a Zero Suit Samus who has powerful whip attacks, like side special and up smash and moves like that. The next match will be against Thanatos. It'll be a Chrom who has Death Scythe, and you will randomly take damage. The next match is against Theseus and Asterius. It'll be a Link who favors up special and has a back shield, as well as a Ganondorf whose dashes will deal damage and has powerful smash attacks. The next to last one is against Chaos, the one god I did not mention in the booth. This will be a giant Mewtwo, but when you're fighting them, you are weak and slow for a long while. But if you manage to survive long enough, you will become more powerful for a short period of time. And and the final match is against Lord Hades himself. It'll be a giant Corrin that has powerful spear attacks like F smash and dash attack. It will have a powerful neutral B, and they will occasionally turn invisible. And that is everything for Zagreus. While Hades is not a completed game, I highly recommend playing it. The gameplay is fun, the characters are incredibly made, as well as very well written, which also means the dialogue is incredible. Everything about it is just really nice. Please play it, please support the game, I want it to be finished. And I know Zagreus' odds being an indie game, his chances are practically zero. There's no way! There is no! But the idea of having a roguelike character in Smash is a really good concept, and while we're probably more likely to get someone like Diablo, I would much rather have the son of Satan rather than that Satan themselves. I want to give a special thanks to my friend for letting me do this moveset. I thought it was really sick and I really wanted to cover it. And I want to give a special thanks to you for watching this video. And like such, if you have a wacky idea for a character you want in Smash, put them in the comments below, and I may take a crack at it someday.